Papa, Happy New Year. Happy evening, my loveliest people. Our meeting is renewed finally to meet you and know more about your last year achieved goals. I hope it ended up with success and good health. I came again with another moral story with a lesson to learn, using that in your upcoming year. My beloved ones, it is a pleasure to enlighten you about an issue that is all about the diverse ways of thinking and what is called philosophies. Each one of us has his own one, therefore it may generate a collision with which are different from ours, and then we may get involved in a real trouble, whether losing or gaining precious things, if we know how and when to manage it. A wisdom you will learn from this yearly story that is about the collision of ideas. Once upon a time, a land far, far from us, whose people living in a desperate atmosphere imposed by the king who has a hopeless temperament. He seems to make his subjects feel the same way he does. If he is not happy, they must not be, convincing them about the cruelty of life that is not worth living or even sacrificing for, making life more complicated, and dying is much wanted when such decisions are compelled. This situation lingers to be the usual life of this land. This is apelpesia. The king's daughter, Sophia, a fair and hearted princess who has a lovely face which reflects nothing but luxury, satisfaction, and obedience. Yet, this is only what is apparent to her father, turning to a creature who reluctantly obeys the desperate and avoidable orders while being out of sight. Peter, a decent and smart peasant with a vigorous personality, who likes to afford help, especially to the ones suffering from the king's harsh decisions. Peter is Sophia's trustworthy close friend, who is making it easy for her to confide in, being the one who knows her dislike for the king's mentality and way of thinking. Unlike the other subjects, Peter does not choose to accept this situation of suppression, rather having hope for a better way of living. One moony night, as Sophia is meeting Peter in her preferred place with lay people, Sophia is not feeling well, not having been able to sleep for 3 days, thinking about the unendurable father.
Can you imagine Peter? One day he saw me laughing and making jokes with my servants and started yelling at me like I made an unforgiving sin.
What did he tell you?
His usual speech like, "Is life getting so well with you? This is wrong. Life is made to provide the bad over the good." I cannot stand this situation of pessimism. It suffocates me.
In fact, you are not the only person getting mad at this problem. His imposed thoughts are poisoning people out here. They are driven to death. Sophia, you have to know that people are dying, not killing themselves because they are convinced by your father's philosophy that life is not worth living, but because they are tired of it. Your father is the one who is making it this way.
I know that very well, Peter. Even me, I'm being desperate as hell. I understand what they are going through. Peter, I'm so helpless, having no idea what to do. I think we just have to accept it as it is.
Don't say that, Sophia. Don't have your father's thinking. You have to know that you can do so much. If not in a plan A, at least in a plan B.
What do you mean by plan B? And what the plan A is about to have a plan B?
You need to talk to him. Tell him about how he has to have a clear vision of things that he is doing wrong.
I will try, but I will seek for Victor's help. You know, he is close to my father. Besides, I had enough from him.
Without any attempt or hesitation, Sophia went and wrote a letter seeking the help of Victor, telling him, "Dear Victor, with a dreadful feeling mingled with pity and courage, I am so much in need for your help. An emergency we have. Tell nobody about our meeting in the ballroom. I am waiting for you that afternoon. Princess Sophia."
Your Highness,
I'm much grateful for your coming, Victor.
my sincere pleasure. Nevertheless, your letter worried me. Secret meeting, emergency, life-changing.
Well, you know the desperate life we have caused by my father, the king. Things are getting worse.
I've been thinking you are satisfied with that. Didn't seem to counter your father.
Yes, I do. I wish I didn't. Yet it is being unbearable. People are dying as a result of that desperation. Their safety is my responsibility now.
And I am ready for any service. What am I commissioned for, Your Highness?
Since you are close to the king, convince him to alter his notions. Tell him to be realistic rather than a pessimist. He listens to you, and I trust you as he does.
With all due respect, your father is a strong-headed man I have ever seen, thinking he is the holder of the absolute truth. He is right, and others must follow him.
We have to try at least. Do it for me, Victor.
All what I do is for you, Sophia. I will talk to him.
Thank you.
Victor got headed to the court to discuss with the king the kingdom issues.
Your Excellency,
Oh, Victor? Where have you been? I need your opinion for something.
I'm afraid I have more important issue.
What is it?
People's complaints
What the hell are they complaining
about the miserable life imposed on them that eventually ends with killing themselves.
Finally, they are getting to understand.
But this is not their needs and wants. They are just looking for a cheerful, decent life.
Cheerful? I see no clue for positive outcomes.
You didn't even take risks.
Watch your words. And to answer, it is all the same. The worst will happen anyway. Nothing will work out.
That is what you think, not what the subjects do. What you think is useless is useful for them. Needless to sow your dark seeds and expect them to bloom the way you want.
It is the truth they must know. I'm their leader, whom they must follow.
Then put to mind that the worst shall happen.
He didn't want to admit his fault then?
What will you do, Sophia?
The plan B. What if it doesn't work? What is the other plan?
A rebellion. A revolution.
I'm for it. Always here to bring light to this kingdom.
Your Majesty, this is your throne.
Welcome to Skepsi.
This is the end of our story. What a happy ending. The advice I address is be open to others' philosophies, listen and learn from them, and more importantly, avoid being dogmatic when you are in a collision of ideas. Because when dogma enters your brain, it seizes all the intellectual activity.